got the juice.
Still got the juice. Jacina, love. We're here with Josh Jacobs.
What's going on? How you doing?
Yo, I like that name. It's two names in one.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like the running back for the Raiders, but I came out before him, so I'm not gonna argue that.
East New York, Brooklyn, the building.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to say Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn too, so I know they're tired of hearing it because I'm like,
man.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yo, you came through, and respectfully, you have a real distinct sound.
Thank you.
Talk to me about your influences. I need to hear a little bit about this.
I would say when I was younger, I started listening to like a lot of Tupac, a lot of Biggie, obviously. I'm a 90s baby, so I'm born in the lyrical age. So I take pride in my lyrical prowess and being a complete MC in every sense of the word. So, you know, I would say Biggie, Pac, then it evolved. Eminem was my idol for a little bit. And then as of recently, J. Cole, Kendrick, Kanye, Jay-Z, Nas, like, it's just, I take all of these pieces of influences and try to put them into my music, you know? And then I went from being this real lyrical punchline kind of rapper. When Dipset came up, I just wanted to body shit with a bunch of fucking punchlines. And then I turned into this like very conscious kind of artist because I felt like I wanted to make an impact on the world that was more than just, you know, just bars and punchlines and similes, metaphors, you know?
I like that. I feel like right now, you know, you hear New York and some people say, oh, New York is only drill, New York is only, and the fact that you're taking from where it came from, right?
Yeah.
The beginning of it all.
Exactly.
The lyricism.
Yes.
Not a lot of us are staying on that. And it's cool, right? All different kinds of, I love the dance stuff. I love.
Hey, listen, there's an ear for everybody.
Yes, exactly.
You know
I love the way you put that.
And you gotta have, you know, have a really good palette for music, you know, not to be so, you know, obtuse to any other type of sound. I think it's dope what these young kids are doing, creating their own sound. It's something that has happened in hip hop for centuries. You know, you create your own sound and everything comes back around eventually. I think it's beautiful. And the more sounds that come out, the more you can utilize and be creative with it.
So talk to us about what you performed today.
So I performed a track called 102. It's part of a series or saga, if you will, of 100 tracks that I do. And every 100
tracks.
Yeah, so I started with keeping it 100, then I did 101 and 102. And each one of those 100 tracks, they have a different, like, keeping it 100 with yourself. I feel like everybody has trouble doing that, especially me. You know, I think that's something that all human beings have a problem with sometimes. So self-awareness is a big thing. So each time that I wrote one of these, I was in a different spot in my life where I feel like I needed to figure certain things out because I was fighting with my demons in my head and within about how to understand perspectives in certain aspects of life. So each one had its distinct different topic. So this one in itself, 102, was more about your inspirations, how the fact that we literally idolize these people and then we view them in such high regard, but then when we look at ourselves, we don't have that same like fervor, that same belief in ourselves. And so we hold ourselves down. And what I want people to understand is, you know, that same person that you idolize is the same person you could become. You know, obviously it takes a stroke of luck, but it's like you don't need to be Kendrick in order to feel like you have the skills of Kendrick or whatever. You just got to keep working, let the universe do its course. As long as you're doing your part, just believe in yourself and believe that things can happen. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely beautiful. A true vibe. And I know, I read your story, so I know it comes from being raised in Brooklyn. It's where Brooklyn taught you.
Exactly.
East New York.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I'm just a product of New York in general. I moved all over it.
And I love that. I feel like I love that about us New Yorkers. I feel like no matter where we're from, we're proud.
Yes.
I'm proud. But I'm fucking proud to be a New Yorker.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody's asking where you're from, it's New York.
Exactly.
That's
if you go to
enough.
Florida, if you go to Florida, you say you're from New York, you're like a celebrity. So.
Nah, when you go anywhere, you don't have to say anything.
Yeah,
they know.
They know.
One time, I was in Colorado, and I opened the door for Pizza Hut.
Right.
And I said, how much? And he was like, oh, that's a Brooklyn accent. And I was like, what? Okay. I don't hear.
But then you hear these people coming from other countries, and we hear their accents, and we're like fascinated, like, oh my God.
But it's crazy because I hear it from countries.
Australia,
So Brooklyn is.
You never think that.
Say,
yeah, but Brooklyn accent is like,
I'm like,
it's normal.
Damn, that's just a borough. It's not even a whole country. You know what I'm saying?
It's just normal.
So super dope to meet you. Your sound was absolutely incredible. What else are you giving us in 2023?
All right, so as of right now, 102, the track that I just performed, is part of a project that I have coming out called 32. And I wanted to release it a little differently. Every time that I come out with a project, obviously it comes out with an album, or I just release it as a single. This one specifically, I wanted to be more consistent with my fan base and drop as much as I can this year. So what I did was, I'm a project rapper. I love creating pieces of art. Like, you know, I feel like an album is like a picture of a Mona Lisa. Like, you literally paint all your palettes and colors, and you put everything on your canvas, and it's great. That's how I feel about albums. So I said, how can I release an album that I love, but at the same time do it in a way that's consistent so people can gradually become part of a movement with it. So 32 in a sense was a project that was about death for me. I lost my grandfather last year, and a friend of mine committed suicide. It was a lot of stuff that I was grieving from during that time. So I delved deep into death, like what it is, the finiteness of death, the feeling of grief that comes with it, and the understanding of life after it. Like what happens, like what does this mean? What are the meanings of this death? Sickness, suicide, ailments, and how we take things for granted sometimes. Your mental health, the darkness that you gotta go through mentally and spiritually, and then you look for those spiritual outlets. So it's an accumulation of all those things, and I feel like when you put together, it embodies this project. And I will be releasing them in a different way, which is every week, every Monday, I put a different single, which is a song from the project together. So for the next 12 weeks, I'll be releasing a single each, and at the end of 12 weeks, it'll all be part of playlists on Apple Music and Spotify that you can get. And I'm also releasing it on Bandcamp for whatever people want to purchase it at. So, yeah.
Wow.
Something a little different.
Absolutely fascinating. I am super excited to hear this. Super excited for 2023 for you.
Thank you.
When you hear "Still Got the Juice," what comes to your head? And I'm interested in this answer, so just don't give me no regular answer after you just did the interview.
Honestly, it embodies the type of artist that I am. I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. So the fact that I'm coming here and I'm here, still got the juice, and I just spit what I spit, I still think I got the juice. I'm 32. So
let's go.
9 to 32, I still got the juice.
Yo, you heard it here, y'all. Brooklyn, Josh Jacobs, Jacina Love, still got the juice. We out.
Later.